Hey, what's up everybody? This is Patrick A. Punctora. You're probably wondering two things. One, what the hell am I doing wearing a necktie? And two, what am I doing surrounded by Christmas stuff? And what does this have to do with this week's Torah portion? Well, this week's Torah portion is the end. It's the end. Bezot habracha. It's the end. So, I thought I would share a little bit of a story about myself and talk about things that end, and hopefully talk about things that have new beginnings. So, about 2 years ago, I co-owned a furniture business, and it was fairly successful when it first got started, and long story short, didn't work out so good. And it was a very bitter thing between me and my business partner, who was also my romantic partner, and yeah, it was really, really bad. A lot of bad things happened very, very quickly. My life really changed a lot. And I was depressed for a while after that, and went through a little bit of an identity crisis. And sort of to get revenge, for lack of a better word, I started an interior design company. And, you know, my thought was, I had been kind of roped into this whole opening a furniture store thing, and I just kind of went with it, and I figured I could make it my identity. I'm a pretty flexible person, and I've had a lot of different kinds of day jobs, so, you know, I figured that my life was music and, you know, stuff like that. You know, I could make this work. And to be honest, I was pretty good at my job, but it was never me. And so when I started my interior design company, after losing the store and losing my girlfriend, it was kind of this thing where I thought, you know, I'm going to get revenge. I'm going to take the shell of this business that went under, and I'm going to create something new out of it, and that's going to be my way of winning. You know, I'm gonna take these people that I remembered from the store, and I'm going to start working for them as their decorator, and you know, that's going to be how I get my revenge. Revenge through success. It's a very sort of school bully and nerd thing, kind of. Anyway, so one of the things that I was involved in is Christmas and fall decorating. So I ended up investing some money in all this Christmas decoration stuff, all this stuff. And ran my business for about a year or so, and was very, very successful with it. Did really well. Didn't have to have a day job, as they say. But I wasn't happy, and so through the time that I've spent with Punctora and the time that I have spent now with Modern Tribe, I realized that owning this business, which I haven't really been operating that much since about April, was kind of pointless, and it was time to move on. So I had all this stuff in storage, and I decided to pull it out, put an ad up on Craigslist, and I hopefully today will be selling my business. So that's the end, but there's also a beginning. Yesterday, when I was at work, I got an email from someone who has done a lot to help Punctora, who has chosen to remain anonymous. Very Rambam of him, or her. And so I got this generous help. I'm not going to say what kind of help it was. And I asked this person on the phone, what do I do from here with your help? And this person said, well, just keep being you. And we being the Punctora community, are very excited to see what happens next. We're very excited to see what you and Michael have going on. And just keep doing it. And don't look for a formula. Just keep doing fresh, new stuff all the time. And luckily, this person has given us some financial and non-financial tools to make that happen. So, to who you are, you know who you are. Thank you, again, very much for your help. Anyway, so what does this have to do with this week's Parsha? Well, Moses dies. It's the end of the deal. But it's also a new beginning. and we start all over again. And it seems kind of stupid. Why would we keep reading this same, book over and over and over again? Why do we do it in this order? Well, think about your life. Think about this story that I just told. When I was living this story, it seemed a lot different than the way I tell it now. The highs were higher, the lows were lower. Sometimes the lows were high, and sometimes the highs were low. And as I get older, and I think more about things that have happened in my life, the story changes. The way I tell the story changes. The events of the story sometimes change, either because I remember new things or I forget stuff that happened. And it's always different, but I keep telling those same stories. I keep revisiting those things over and over again. And the more I do it, the more I think, and the more I grow, the better a person I become. So that's what, to me, this section is all about. It's an end, but it's also a beginning. So in that spirit, I wanted to show you the end of my old company and no more of this suit and tie BS. Punctura forever.